Welcome everyone, and thank you for being here tonight at this TFN event. Homelessness. Firstly, I'd like you to visualise a homeless person. Then I want you to think about whom a homeless person is. Great. I'm pleased you've taken those few moments to think about that, because we're all familiar with homelessness on the streets. And unfortunately, we associate the homeless on the street with drug, alcohol problems, mental health problems. The reality is that they're the minority. There is actually a majority of homeless out there who are invisible to us all. Those homeless people are out couch surfing with family, friends, relatives. They're also wondering how to keep themselves from becoming an on-the-street homeless person. It's difficult, really difficult. So what Project New Dawn is about, we're about providing a holistic approach to homelessness. Project New Dawn started many years ago as an arm of the Salvation Army 614 homeless program. And in about 2012, they broke out on their own, set up an organisation via a steering committee. They looked at some major impacts that homeless people required. That were employment. It was all about looking for accommodation, stable, safe accommodation. It was all about finding participants, and it was all about how they can support the participants through a program over a 12-month period. So these homeless people that are hidden from us all, it's not their fault that they're homeless. They've had events in their lives. Those events could be messy divorces, long-time unemployment, domestic violence, coming from abusive backgrounds, verbal, mental, sexual abuse. These people all of a sudden found themselves isolated. We as an organisation then went out and found employment partners, people who have empathetic views towards homelessness, who were prepared to take those people on. We went and found welfare partners that were prepared to put their hand out and say, yes, we can help you. We can establish some stable, long-term, short-term, medium-term accommodation. And we also then decided to support this, we needed to employ someone. So we employed an operations manager. That operations manager was a key part of it because they could provide the ongoing support. They could work with our welfare partners and provide other avenues, looking after and teaching them about the financial aspects of life. Just one of the things that happen with homeless, they just lose their way. Therefore, what was the next step? Well, the next step was turning around and saying, how do we find those participants? Again, we went to our welfare partners, who then started referring people on. P&D took them on. We found them employment. And not just casual employment, permanent, part-time, minimum 30 hours a week employment. It gave them the sense of being back into work. P&D is all about getting people to stand back on their own 2 feet, to become part of mainstream society again. So we looked at how they could achieve this. And they do it by being in full-time work or part-time work. They do it by paying for their own accommodation. Yeah, it's not a free. We're not about handouts, we're about hand-ups. We looked seriously at other avenues. How do we support these people? What about when they run into issues? Well, then we have our operations manager who look after them through this 12 months program and call on the expertise of our welfare partners when we run into things that are a little bit difficult for our operations manager. It's an important program. It's a holistic approach. Where did P&D move to into the future? Well, we needed to look at employing a full-time operations manager. We have a finance officer who works for us for one day a week. And all these things were building and building. And while a lot of it was done voluntarily by the board, it was their time, Paul, like all of us. So we decided by employing this person the operations manager, we would be able to push the program forward. We've got to a stage in the program now where we really need to increase the time of our project operations manager. And to do this, we need to go out and look for funding, increase funding. We're stable, we're well resourced, we have some financial backing, but we need to do that more. So let's now look at what PND can achieve. So for $15,000, we can employ our operations for more time on the ground, to engage with our employment partners, our welfare partners, and put more people into the program. So we're seeking your support here tonight. I want to tell you a short story about myself. Believe it or not, 4 years ago, I was homeless. I didn't know where to turn to. I'd run out of funds. I'd had a long-term medical illness, and I thought, I'm going to end up on the streets. PND put their hand out. They said, we have a program for you. Are you prepared to join us and take up the challenge? I took it on. I'm proud to say now that I'm employed full-time with one of our employment partners, Bunnings. I re-engaged with my children, which I had lost. I am now moving my life forward. I'm enjoying it. I have more confidence, self-esteem. I'm a member of a board. These are things that I'd lost from my past lives. I'm proud to say that I'm now back in it. My challenge for you here tonight, are you prepared to support PND? I'm hoping you will. I look forward to that support. PND look forward to that support, and our participants look forward to that support. I appreciate you being here tonight. Thank you for being attended. Thank you for listening to me. I'll see you.